Hello, welcome back. I'm Chef Edison. We start the Viennoisserie part. Okay, is everyone can see this slide clearly? Okay. So basic Viennoisserie, first product will be the banana bread. So any question you wanted to ask, you can ask over here about the banana bread. Okay, Christy, in banana bread, why did not we puree the banana? Okay, first of all, because the methods that we use for this recipe, right? I mean, the first thing we'll do is the creaming the mm, banana and also the sugar. So that is no reason for us to puree the banana, and then we go for the procedure. Okay, because by the cream method, right, all the banana already become smashy, so we can use inside there directly. Okay. Any more question? Mm. What you mean? How hot should be the temperature? Oh, I can say let the temperature minimum should be enough to emulsify all the ingredients. Uh, Example, 45 to 50 above will be okay to emulsify all the ingredients. Okay, Christy, why do we put oil or butter in the middle? Oh, okay. Because of the cracking. You see this one? I'm not sure you guys can see clearly or not. But did you see that have a very nice cracking? Okay, this one. So why we put oil or butter as we draw a line before go for baking? Okay, just because of this cracking line. If you don't put, okay, before baking, what's going to happen is the cracking part will be not even. It's like the reason that we score for the bread. So this is why we put oil or butter middle of the cake to before go for baking. They also have one more very traditional way. Okay, I can say nowadays a lot of chefs seldom doing it, or any home baker seldom doing it because it's quite difficult. Not difficult. Can say it's like double job. Okay, is without butter or oil. You put the entire loaf go for baking, and when they start to bake, then start to rise up. Okay, during the baking, or we can say on top they start to form a crust. Then we will use a knife to score or to cut a line. If and then we continue to go for baking. This is a very very traditional way. But why we don't do, because it's like double job. We need to take care of the oven in the middle of the baking, and then we take out and then to go for cutting fast. If not, they will drop. If not, they will collapse. So that's why we put oil and butter to solve this problem. And also one of the reason is look nicer for the design. Okay. Then just one more information for you all. This kind of banana bread, okay, for my opinion, I like to actually after bake, you keep inside, sorry, you wrap it tight, okay, then you can put inside the freezer or chiller for a while. I prefer you guys put 1 day or 3 days, okay, and after that only you cut and taste it. It will give you more moisture and the flavor will be much more better, okay. Then, Stephanie, how would we know our brioche dough is ready? Oh, this one later, okay, because now it's banana bread. Later, when we go for next one, then I explain to you. Okay, any more question for banana bread? If no, then we go for next one. No, okay. So next one, okay, brioche au tete, okay, or I call it as brioche head. Okay, so any question for this one besides Stephanie one? Okay, so I can answer you right now. How we know it's ready? First, few things you need to be careful when you mix for the brioche dough. Your butter, okay, what kind of texture and temperature. And second is the one that you mentioned, when you know it's ready. By the window, okay, by the window. After because you see from the video, right, after share online, we mix everything beside the butter, right? After we mix one first speed, then second speed, one is done, then we change maybe together, or maybe we using the same hook, and we add the butter inside and keep on mixing it. When we know it's ready, when all your butter goes inside, you continue to mix, but at the same time you check the window stage. Okay, window stage, it should be look smooth, okay, super smooth because of the butter. Okay, then when you look deeper into the window, it should be look same direction for the line. Okay, then it will be ready. Mainly when we check brioche when it's ready or not, it's all about the window stage. Okay, so need to take care, okay, for the brioche. What's the temperature the dough should be? For brioche, I like to finish, and I like to use in a very cold temperature. Even though it's in mixing or shaping, I still prefer cold temperature. Okay, I can say below 17 to 18 will be considered as cold also. So this is the temperature I always control. Okay, just because it's high fats content, is a lot of butter. Okay, so we need to take care. There we see I made the crackling part for the brioche. The crackling is not nice and quite hard to bake. Okay, this if your crackling is a bit hard, which means you roll slightly too thick. You may roll it to 1.5 mm, 2 mm. You can try, okay, or 3 mm, or it's fine also. Okay, definitely is there is if there is no window pane. Yes, one reason is not ready yet. The second reason is sometimes you pull too fast. Okay, when you check the window, you're pulling it too fast, so it breaks. Okay, so this is the two reasons you must practice more for sure. I mean the checking. Okay, is it important to keep the dough? I prefer chiller. Okay, I prefer chiller. Why? Because no need to go freezer at all, except you are putting inside the chiller more than 14 hours. Then I prefer you keep inside the freezer first and go chiller. Okay, but is it important? For me, yes, because brioche is again is a high butter content. If you just leave it in the room temperature meaning above 30 is room temperature for me. Your brioche dough, right? By the time you shape or you place it beside, you feel it's very soft, and the surface of the dough around it is all fats, is all like oily, and then it's super shiny. This is not good for brioche dough, which means all the butter or all the fats content is start split out from the dough. So your texture and your shaping would be nice. So how to play along with brioche? After mix the dough, keep inside the chiller. After pre-shaping or dividing, keep inside the chiller. Before shaping, inside chiller. During proving, try to go in a cold or cool room temperature to prove. Okay, even though if you say cannot go for cool temperature, try to maintain it in not very hot temperature. This is the way we do brioche dough. Okay. Any more questions? Any more questions you guys want to ask? Any more questions? Right. Sometimes I see if the buttermilk thing. Sometimes you see like that. For what I think or what I know so far is your butter temperature is a bit too high or your dough temperature is too high as well. Okay, so only these two reasons. How you going to avoid this one? I can say that maybe you can, after you mix everything without the butter, you can keep your dough inside the chiller for a while or your fridge for a while. Okay, let the temperature goes down and then only you mix with the butter. This might help, but you need to take slightly longer time, okay, to mix it. Then again, after you add some of the butter, or maybe you add all the butter already, but your window haven't reached yet, which means your window, sorry, your dough haven't ready, but you feel your dough is slightly warm, again, go back to the chiller for a while, take out and knead again. Then again, till you get a nice window. Okay, it take a longer time lah. Okay, Christy, if during the process, okay, Christy just now already answered to all of you. Okay, keep inside the chiller, take it out and knead again, and then keep on using this method until you get the nice window and it's ready. But your temperature, try to maintain cold because I believe your all of you, your house room temperature will be too warm or we can say a bit hot. So when you do brioche, you need to really take care of the temperature. Okay. This one, check most of the recipe did not. I can say for brioche, no need to add. Okay, you won't see any recipe of brioche right with add bread improvement inside. Okay, because that they have no reason to add inside. Okay, and brioche itself it should be feel creamy, rich in flavor, and you feel slightly heavy for the texture. Okay, when you eat, this is why we don't add anything at all. Okay. If you put ice, it will be very difficult for you to mix. I prefer, if you say you want to put ice, right, I prefer one thing is you put some bowl, okay, mixing bowl inside the fridge. Okay, better is stainless steel. So, once you feel your dough, maybe your bowl is warm, just change another one. But this require you have a lot of mixing bowl lah. I still prefer you go for the one that I mentioned, first one. You mix halfway, wrap, keep inside the chiller for 5 to 10 minutes or maybe 30 minutes to take it out and then knead again. Okay. Keep on control nice cold temperature, then it can be done. Okay. Any more question? Any more questions? Okay, if no questions, then we go for next one. Yosh tropism. Any question for this one? Biostropizin. Okay, just now I remember got one asked me about the crackling, right? Teh Hui Xin. Okay, may I know your crackling that you bake? Is this come out something like that, or they like the entire cookie, like, or they look like cookies too? Is it thick or thin? Why did we microwave the room gelatin? If you don't microwave, how you going to go inside the, I mean, how you going to emulsify inside the cream? Because one thing, sometimes after you cook, right, the temperature might be a bit dangerous for the gelatin to melt. That's why to play safe, we can just melt the room gelatin one more time, let it liquid, and then we add inside or we emulsify inside the mixture. Okay. Okay. If your crackling comes out like this, right, I have one more option for you. Your crackling, try not to cream up. Okay, try not to cream up. You just mix all the ingredients together and then you paddle it. Just mix well, you stop. And then you roll it again. Go to 3 mm or 2.5 mm or 2 mm. This 3 mm you try. After that, bake in a proper temperature. Okay, do not too high, do not too low. Because too low, right, your crackling actually will not be nice. Okay, because temperature not proper, your butter, everything, you cannot create the function or they cannot create the baking process. Okay, so you can try again and then you can ask me if still not coming out nice. All right. And then for this kind of products, which is have contain creamer, right? Try to consume as fast as possible. Don't leave it too long inside the chiller or room temperature because of the cream. Okay, they have dairy product inside. And even to leave too long outside or maybe in another place, your brioche will start to feel dry. So it's very not nice texture or a way to eat. Okay. Any more question, guys, for brioche propisine? Any more question? No, not because of gluten. It's because if you do creamy method for crackling, right? Remember, crackling have three ingredients: butter, brown sugar, and flour. If you cream the butter and sugar, I mean, if you cream it up, right, it actually incorporates some of the air inside. Sometimes it causes your crackling does not hold in a good structure. So for me, for I mean, crackling for bakery or for Viennoisserie, I like to use all-in method. For pastry one, if you say want to go for creaming a bit, I'm fine. But for Viennoisserie, I like the crackling is all-in method. Just mix well everything and you stop. So you give some of the body some weight. Proof 24, 26. What if hotter than this temperature? 24, 26. If hotter, can but a bit dangerous because in the same time or same stage of cooking, right, you can also see some of the butter that's starting to come up from the dough. So you need to really take care of the temperature. Okay. For crackling, can we use oh yes, you can use cold butter. If you have KitchenAid or any mixer, you can use KitchenAid. That's right, you can use cold butter. But for those who using hand one, I mean hand rub in, then you need to take care of the temperature. Okay. Easy. Oh, for this one, yes. Okay, for this one, yes, because gelatin is giving them the body. Okay, without that, it can be done as well. Okay, it's still called cream diplomat, but might be the body cannot hold. Okay, which means the body of cream diplomat cannot be hold. So that's why we add some gelatin inside to give a support. Okay. The one you mentioned is correct. Contain only basic cream and whipped cream mixture. This also is correct. But for this one, we add gelatin just to give body. Okay, if not, that cannot be hold. So I mean, in a long period. Okay. Okay. Any more questions? If not, we go for the next one. Okay. Okay, carrot muffin. If agak-agak you no, better not. I not suggest agak-agak because the result, I mean the texture result is different. I still prefer you use gelatin, or you don't add gelatin at all, but consume as fast as possible. Which means by the time you want to eat, then you just pack. Okay, then you go for it. Okay, see how what is the texture. Wait, I think the oil part I did mention to you all why we add. Okay, no. Okay. Usually muffin is use oil instead of butter, and then muffin is usually inside the muffin cup. Okay. Okay. Muffin cups. That's why they call muffins. Cakes is different. Cakes usually you can use ring or use mold, bake out, and then you how to say uh then you decoration it, and then you can actually eat or you can send out. Okay. Muffin is usually inside the cups first thing, and then muffin usually is less sugar and less fats compared to cake. Okay, then there will be slightly more liquid compared to cake texture. Okay, then um, cakes again is usually you can bake in a ring, bake in a mold, and then you can decoration, and uh, then you can sell, or you can consume, or you can sell. Okay, then why why use oil in? Okay, again because one is moisture. Okay, second thing is also the uh you can use butter, I can say. Okay, but you can see oil is actually much easy to use, and also you no need to go and melt it again. And then for flavor wise, right, we no need to have a buttery taste. That's why we go for oil. Okay, and then again carrot muffin, I eat this one before, is everything tastes carrot. So I prefer you use oil. We can use not say cannot, uh, but the idea to come out the muffin recipe, right, is supposed to go inside the muffin cup. So if you say you want to go to the cake pan, right, I prefer you go for another thing. Example, you want a carrot cake. I will prefer you to do a proper carrot cake instead of using the carrot muffin recipe to go for carrot cake, because from the body, I mean the body of the cake, right? It won't be so firm as you use a proper carrot cake recipe. Okay. Sheet type. You don't like the oil flavor. Yes, you can if you want to try with the melted butter. Okay. Then if you still want to use oil but you don't like the oil flavor, I can say you change another types of oil. You don't use sunflower oil, you don't use deep fried oil, you don't use olive oil. You can try grapeseed oil, but the price will be expensive. Okay. Why can we use some flavor? So far I haven't tried before, but from my understanding, yes, you can. Okay, but again, don't go too far. Okay, still stick with the theory. Okay, you need to understand why we put oil, and then why some of the recipe or why some people like to put butter. So once you understand this one, you can actually go along. Okay, to play the balancing. I still see someone use butter to replace the oil. Okay, so there's no wrong. Any more questions? Any more questions? Okay, so I just recap one more time about the flavor. Carrot muffin in the avana recipe. Okay, you can use butter to replace the oil. Okay, but why we use oil instead of using butter? Because one is actually easy to absorb inside the mixture, and second is moisture. Okay, it's moisture. Okay, but I can say that sometimes some people or maybe some of you you don't like the flavor of the oil. You feel that, oh, it's like very oily, I don't like it. You can play around with both. Okay, I so far can say that see someone change everything to butter instead of using the oil. It can be done as well, but again, remember muffin, you should taste that flavor that have example carrot muffin, you should taste carrot. Okay, you don't let the buttery taste cover the carrot, and then you don't let the buttery taste cover the characteristic of the muffin. So beside that, everything you can actually do. Okay, can. Okay. Orange chiffon cake. Yeah. How you uh how you describe as sticky? Is it before after bake or after sometimes leave it in the room temperature? It slightly means that your baking there is having some problem. Okay, your baking side. Okay, you need to adjust the temperature again, and then it might can go for a bit longer, so they can release out some extra moisture. Or maybe after baking, you didn't remove you didn't overturn or you didn't remove the mold or the ring. Okay, number top, how many days we can store that? Uh, I can say 1 to 2 weeks, sometimes up to 1 month. Okay, but up to 1 month they have a condition. You can go to airtight container, you put silica gel together, and then you put crumble and then you wrap nicely. Okay, so you can store up to 1 month. Okay, but uh you don't how to say, you don't store in the ziploc bag lah or any just normal container, then it cannot be done. After a few days, you get soggy. Okay, so store in the proper method can be lost. It can be extend the shelf life. Okay. Why after baking it collapse? Which one you mean? This one? You mean the muffin? Okay, there are a few reasons. One is did you check the mean using the needle? You check like that, stick inside, and then you is it cold or not? Okay. This one I faced before as also. One thing very sensitive is your leavening agent. Okay, it's your leavening agent. So maybe your leavening agent is stored for a very, very long time. So the strength is starting to lose out. So it caused one of the reason. Okay, second, temperature for baking, you need to control again. Okay, might be using not the proper temperature. So once they take out, they immediately goes down. So you can actually uh, use the proper temperature and bake longer period. So your muffin can hold the shapes. Okay. 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 Next one, croissant. Okay, croissant. Any questions? I know you guys will have a lot of questions for croissant. So let's go. And I believe you guys tried before, right? At home doing croissant. It's always collapse after bake. Which one? The croissant or hair muffin? It always collapse after bake. Wow, there's one a lot of this one a lot of reason. One overproof, underbake, not baking in the proper temperature, not enough baking, it costs. Okay. What you mean? What you mean? What's the difference between my style of croissant and the French style? What you mean my style of and compared to French? Who was she? Later you explain to me what you mean my style of croissant and the French style. Okay. If the dough is hand kneaded, should I always check window peel? Oh, okay. For croissant, I prefer not to check window peel. Okay, not better not to check because croissant they're going to do lamination. So if your window is reach just a nice window for all the dough, right? Later on, right, during the lamination, you feel a very very big problem. Okay, you feel wow, it keep on stringing, and then it's difficult to roll down. So this is the problem that you guys will feel. So I can say you can still check window, but make sure it's still getting a rough window, okay, very, very rough window, then it will be fine. Then you can go proceed to the next step. Okay, what should be the temperature of holding? I can say both need to be cold temperature, but cold but not hot, cold but elasticity, okay, flexible that you can go for lamination. Okay. Mm, 16 for me a bit too cold. If for me, right, I usually like to proof at 25 to 26 degrees Celsius. 25 to 26 degrees Celsius. Okay. Okay, Stephanie, I think just now already as answer this question. Okay. You can still check. Okay. But for me, I because in academy, okay, in academy, I usually use mixer. So I can just follow the time, like what inside the video. Okay, like Sharon will show you the timing about it. But if you are using hand, you can still check the window, but do not make your croissant dough into a smooth window stage. Okay, mix it into a rough window stage, then you stop. Okay. Meaning the time between resting and cooling in general. Oh, for this one is actually depends on your own environment and your equipment. In Apka, we can do in 30 minutes because our chiller or maybe our freezer is super cold. Okay, it's very strong. Or we can use chest freezer to cool to rest and then to fold or anything. But in your place might be a bit difficult, so you need to adjust. Okay, maybe go for 1 hour for yours, and maybe in a car 50 minutes can done everything, but for yours one you take few hours. It's normal because facility is different. Okay, your equipment is different, environment is different. A car is using maybe aircon and cold table, all these things. So you need to adjust. Okay, sometimes my horizontal texture got thick. Your texture got flat. What you mean texture got flat? And then all the buttermilk. Okay, for buttermilk is while baking, which means inside the oven. One of the reason is too hot during the proving. I mean, from proving from 0 to 100. Okay, from 0 to 100, uh, is quite hot temperature for the butter. So you already having in a hot temperature, you force them inside the oven, and it's much more hotter. So all the butter will start to come out. This one I tried before, so it happened to me. So what I do right now is I mean for in academy, what I do after I prove in the prover or proof box or any good temperature for my croissant to proof, after it done, before it go for baking, I will actually put inside the aircon room. I will let the croissant get lower temperature, bring down the temperature for certain time, maybe 5 to 10 minutes. Then I go for baking. Okay. Then no bubble inside croissant, which I can say maybe two reasons: overproof and underproof. Okay, overproof and underproof. Okay, but so far I can say if you're using Apka recipe, you won't have this kind of problem. But you try again one more time, okay, with using Apka recipe, then you let me know what are the problem that you face again. Okay, welcome. Any question? Any more question to ask for croissant? No question? Okay, no question. Then we go for the next one. Uh, I think a question. If I prefer you grade. Okay, I prefer you grade. Don't puree. Okay, or you can use knife to cut. Okay, but I prefer you use you mean you grind it, the cucini, and then you go inside. Okay, do not puree it. Okay, next one. Donut. Donut. Any question for donut? Can you use can use for which recipe? Who can I know? For donut or croissant? No. Margarine is vegetable fats. It cannot be. It is not so healthy to consume. I still prefer you use butter, animal fats. Okay. Then what is the temperature? What is the temperature? We use oil, just like normal deep frying. Okay, you can just do it like a normal deep frying. Okay, Okay, why do we use shortening? Okay, pre-improver because again, for croissant, for donut, okay, it need a good, how to say, it need a good body and also a good structure to get this kind of result. So that's why we put a pre-improver. So it helps us to go for a better proving and also a better structure way. That's why we use pre-improver. Okay, but example, you say, oh, chef, I don't want to use pre-improver. Is it possible? Yes, it's possible. Okay, because if you look at the percentage or the amount, is quite less. Okay, sometimes I do without pre-improver also. I mean, when I'm at my home, because it's difficult to get pre-improver in my, I mean, around my area. So I just take without it. Okay. I think the recipe is showing bread flour, right? Or roast flour, I think. So better is to follow back because protein, okay, protein percentage. ABF, just wait a while. Let me check. Oh, okay. ABF in, I mean, in Malaysia, usually we use roast flour. Okay, we use roast flour for the donut, and then plus bread improver. Okay, so if you want to replace using bread flour, I'm not so recommended because protein, okay, is a bit too high for the donut. So I can say that you can go for low protein, okay, low protein flour, and then you add bread improver inside. Okay, just change the flour to low protein. Then you try again. Maybe it's getting the same result. Okay. Okay, for dash part. Okay, hand method. It turns sticky. I can say it's normal. Okay, because you mix by hand, your hand is very warm. So even though how the shortening will start to get soft. So what you can do is you clean it. The dough, I mean, you clean your hand by dough scraper and you use the dough scraper as part of the tool. Then you don't need it. Once you feel it's sticky, you bang. Okay, you guys, I think you know, right? The banging method. Just grab one part and then bang on the table. Grab another part, bang on the table, bang on the table, bang on the table. After that, again, after you bang a few times, you check the dough temperature. If your dough is getting warm, it will be more sticky. After that, what you can do, keep that inside the chiller and then repeat the same step. Go in, out, go out, go in, go out, go in, go out. Okay, and then when you cut, it runs shapes by only one reason. Your dough haven't rest enough. What I suggest you is after your dough is done, you're going to prove, right? The first fermentation. After proving is done, then you're going to roll it down to maybe certain thickness, correct? After that, this is important. After you roll down, keep on a tray, cover with plastic or cover with cream foam or food wrap, goes inside the freezer. Okay, go inside the freezer until it get really, really hard or it gets slightly hard. Okay, then you cut with the cutter, then keep inside the freezer again. Then you remove it when it's cold. So your donut will maintain the shapes. Okay. Then for baking donut, I'm not recommended for this recipe. For our recipe in Upcasha online, this one is prefer go for deep frying. Okay. And buyer please fondant. Yes, usually we use the one for cakes for pastry. Okay. Okay, for this kind of donut, it's not really good to keep for next day or next 2 days. For this kind of donut, I prefer you eat fresh, consume it on the same day. Okay, if not next day will get hard for sure. Okay, then you go back to the oven, you will get soft, but it gets more and more dry. It's not good to taste it. Okay. Okay. So, but if there's no more question, so for next one. Hey, Pame. Any question for Pame? Any question for Pame? Okay, how long can we store for Pame? I can say best quality 3 days. Okay, best quality 3 days in a proper container storage. Okay, shelf life 3 days. For your best texture to consume. Okay, if you want to say maximum 1 week in the proper storage, proper container storage. Okay, and make sure you put silica gel because sugar. Okay, I believe I say these few countries, right? For sure, our humidity is quite high. Malaysia, Philippines, India, uh, Singapore. Okay, these few countries, I believe your humidity is quite high. So when you store palme, right, you need to be careful. Better is to put silica gel, absorb the humidity. If not, right, even though you store in a proper way, next few days, right, you can see your palme, right, it get more sticky and then it's wet. It's not good for tasting. Okay, so be careful of this thing if you want to store your palme. Okay, any more questions? Storage for croissant. Okay. Freezer. Okay. Freezer is thick. You can actually store 1 week. Okay, 1 week. And then before you want to eat it, take it out, then go inside the oven to defrost and also get back to the right texture and also the temperature. And then for room temperature storage way, I can say 2 to 3 days maximum. And then same before you want to consume, go inside the oven to reheat them. Okay. Any more questions about me? we want to break later. Okay, if you say if you want to bake later, okay, you want to store the shape croissant but without proving inside the freezer, yes, you can. Okay, but do not store for too long. Still same, maximum 3 days. Okay, maximum 3 days for the freeze croissant. Okay, then you take it out, pour naturally, then you go for proving. Do not freeze the well-proof croissant; it will collapse for sure. Okay. Okay. Any more questions for Pame? No. We go for next one. Pan or raisin? Any question for pan or raisin? Higher your croissant is would be you won't be cold because you need to go for cooling. You cannot say that you ship already and you freeze it and you take it out thaw and you go for baking. You need to proof. Okay, you need to proof. What else do you do? For this one, nothing can do because name already there, pan or raisin. So you must use raisin. You can use sultanas, you can use black raisin or golden raisin. But once the name is fixed, pan or raisin, you must use raisin. Okay. Any more questions? Any more questions? What cinnamon powder is good? I can say a lot of cinnamon powder is good. Okay. Uh, Actually, from the traditional part, Danish dough and pan raisin or with croissant, these three I can say is different. But then because max production, okay, because of max production, all the bakery shop right now we changed to using only one same dough. Okay, which means same texture, same result, everything same. Then we go for Danish, we go for croissant, we go for pan raisin. Okay, it's just because max production is very difficult for us to keep on remember which one is for Danish, which one is for croissant, which one is for pan raisin. That's why we go like that. Okay, and just for information, pan raisin also one of the Danish, so the Danish style. Okay, is inside a category of Danish. Okay, pan raisin. Mm, okay. How should we handle the raisin before adding to bread? I think for this one, okay, is actually you roll, okay, like a big piece, and then you put your cinnamon. That's right, you beat the raisin, and then you roll together. So this is how we do. Okay, raisin, you say you want to soak or not? I prefer not to soak. Okay, because it will be not safe for the croissant. and so I mean for the Danish dough. Okay. Can we can we use the same recipe for cinnamon roll? What you mean can we use the same recipe for cinnamon roll? Which means you want to use the cinnamon roll to do like that? Oh, which means you want to use this dough, the Danish dough for cinnamon roll. Uh, I can say you can try, which means you just roll one croissant dough, okay, Danish dough, and then you sprinkle the cinnamon or that thing, then you roll together. Also can be done, okay. But if we usually mention cinnamon roll, right, usually I prefer you use the dough texture, which means the brioche one, okay. But you can try, you can try. That's not there. There's a space for you to do this thing. Okay, next one, panau chocolate. Okay, panau chocolate. Any question for panau chocolate? No need. I prefer not to soak for Danish. Okay, I prefer not to soak. Any question for panau chocolate? Okay, baking chocolate is not available. Okay, may I know your place is it can get Caribou chocolate or any converter chocolate? Not compound, converter chocolate. Oh, okay. Uh, because if you can get like Caribou, okay, or any converter chocolate, no chips available, that is okay. What you can do is you try to cut into strips, okay, that you put inside, or you can find more, okay, mean in chips form, and then you place, okay. Even though you may say no baking chocolate, it still can be work, but need to find the chip, okay, the chips. Or if in the big form, then you might need to cut, okay. Or another way, a bit troublesome, which is you use common chocolate, you melt and you temper, and then you cut into a strip, and then you use it. This one a bit difficult, okay, like double job. Okay, you still fine, if without the baking chocolate, you just find convergent chocolate. Okay, okay. So no questions. We go for last three slide. Okay, first one. Okay, so lamination dough locking butter method have two types. Okay, one is traditional lock, one is alternative lock. The one that you all see in the video is traditional lock. Okay, then folding method, you have single fold and double fold. This two folding is applied to puff pastry also. Okay, so don't say all croissant is have their own way, then puff pastry have their own folding way. They have only two way, fold, single fold and double fold. Okay, then I believe you all know we always use lamination butter sheet for the lamination, puff pastry, and also croissant. or any Danish toast. Why is it that only have 4 points? Okay, better lamination, highly flexible, and also this one is third is what I really recommended you guys to use that because of higher melting point, okay, or higher melting temperature. Okay, fourth, easy and convenient. That we use lamination butter. Okay, if let's say example your lamination butter is different brand, it can be done also. Okay, not say that you must use that this brand, this brand, this brand. Once it's using lamination butter, it's good for it. Okay. Then here are the photo. Okay, that is showing you the folding. Okay, this is single fold. Okay, so 1, 2, it done 3 layers. Then this is single fold. Okay, this is the double fold. Okay, and this is the lamination calculation. Okay, this one you guys can see when the admin staff send you guys this PPT. Okay, what is lamination butter? I already explained to you. Okay, for benefit, better lamination, highly flexible, higher melting point, and also easy convenient. If you use normal butter, yes, it can also. Okay, you roll into a square pieces. But do you feel that when you do lamination, right, your butter always easy to split out and then it gets soft very fast. But if using lamination butter in a proper temperature, right, it won't have this problem. Except you handle it wrongly. Okay. Yes, folding butter and lamination butter is same. Okay, it's just different place, different call. Okay, in Malaysia, over here, I usually call as a folding butter. But when I go another place to do demo, right, another country, I need to call it as lamination butter. Okay. Any specific brand in Malaysia or in any Apka brand, we're using Anchor. Okay, we're using Anchor. But again, if different brand, the selling lamination butter is good also. Okay, just because their fats content is higher, liquid content is lesser, so it's easy. Yeah. So when you go and buy, you don't tell them, oh, I need a higher fat percentage of butter. They won't understand. You just tell them two name, lamination butter or folding butter. Okay, lamination butter sheet or folding butter sheet. Okay, then they will know what you need. Okay. Then Stephanie, what is traditional lock? In Akash Online, Chef Angelo in basic Viennoisserie, the folding way, I mean the locking the butter, that is traditional lock. Okay, that is traditional lock. Alternative lock very seldom be used. Okay, just because of the lamination, we seldom using it. Okay, so in Akash Online, you can see again, you can watch again the video. Chef Angelo do the method before we go for folding. How to say, before you go for folding, you can actually need to do the locking in the butter inside. So traditional lock. How many single fold and double fold we do? Okay, for me, or for Angelo, we are the same method. Traditional, double, single. Okay, again, traditional, double, single. This is the method that we use for everything. Traditional, double, single. Okay. So this one you guys can go through, okay, when the admin send you the PPT. Okay, then next one is the flour. Okay, I believe from the first day of my class, bread one. Okay, because some of you want me to explain, right, what is about the flour theory. So here we go again. Bread flour, HPF, what we call high protein flour. Okay, protein content usually 11 to 13%. And cake flour, we call as low protein. And then protein is contained 6 to 9%. And all-purpose protein content is 8 to 12%. Then it's a blend of hard and soft flour. Okay. Then pastry flour, protein content 8 to 10%. Okay, so slightly lesser. Then whole wheat flour, okay, is hard wheat flour. Then milk from the entire wheat kernel. And then protein contain 14 to 16%. I can say this is quite high. Okay. Then rice flour, they have two types. I believe you guys know. We call white rice and dark rice. So white rice contain 8 to 10%. Dark rice contain 14 to 17%. Okay. Then when you guys use all these whole wheat, multigrain, rice flour, or nine other types, right? Usually you will mix a, combination of bread flour and rice flour, bread flour and multigrain, bread flour with whole wheat. It's because this kind of flour, right? Even though it's a high protein, they're not going to mix into a very smooth window. That's why we need a bread flour to help, or we call high protein flour. Okay. So for those who say, oh, all-purpose or pastry flour is the same thing, or cake flour is the same thing, it's different. Okay, so do not wrongly use all the flour. Okay, for Viennoisserie, we play along with these two only: bread flour and cake flour, bread flour and cake. Okay, so you can, but this one entire slide will send to you all, I believe. Okay, so no need to worry about this. Yes, the protein actually affect the not texture, also the result. Okay, example croissant. Croissant. You need a combination, a mix of bread flour and cake flour. But you mix everything just to bread flour, it will change the result. Or you use only cake flour, it changes the result also. So you need to take care. Okay, follow the principle of it. Okay. Any more questions that you guys want to ask? Any more questions you guys want to ask? Oh, okay. If you use T55, then you need to understand, I mean, how to say? Mm, you need to understand what things you're using. I can't tell you, oh, if you're using T55, what kind of things you need to mix, because T55 is already a flour that is ready to use anytime. Okay, T65 bread flour, T55 can say is like a cake flour, T45 is like pastry flour. Okay, so you need to know how to use it. For bread, usually we use T65 and T55. For pastry, usually use T55 or T45. Okay. So I believe you guys have no repeat. Can no more question. Can come. Okay. For in Malaysia, okay, or in France, T65, which means it's like high protein flour, okay, or they call bread flour. Okay. Then T55 is like cake flour. Okay. And they have also have one T45. It's like pastry flour. Okay. Okay, so all these three types of flour, right? You no need to actually go and purposely mix it to get protein, because these three types of protein is really very good. Okay, is actually is in a ready use mood. So in Malaysia, in academy for ourselves, okay, for me, I use T65 and T55 for Viennoisserie, okay, for bread. Then P45 usually is for pastry side. Okay. Okay, for if you want to uh if I mean the way you want to lessen down the sugar, yes you can, or but do not over the ratio because sugar is giving them the structure and also the body and also the texture. Okay. But as I know, banana bread in our recipe, it won't taste so sweet. Okay, it's balanced. So uh, I think it's okay for the sweetness. Okay, I think it's okay for the sweetness. You can change, okay, you can minus down maybe 10 grams or maybe 5 grams, but do not over because again, sugar inside the recipe is giving them the body. Okay, I hope you understand that. Any more questions? CL equivalent. Wow, this one very good question. I'm also did not check for that one because again from academy we use T45 for pastry, right? But again I'm very seldom to use T45 because we only use T45 during Asian Pastry Forum, which is a special event in outcome. Okay. Mm, if no question, but for this one, right, the equivalent of T45, I can keep this question, then I will answer you. Let me check. Okay. I mean, I get back to you on Friday, I believe. Okay. In the intermediate travel cake. Okay. I can answer you this question. You just remind me again. Okay. Just remind me. I will get back to you on that day, Friday. Okay. You just attend this class, intermediate travel cake. Then I'll explain to you. Okay. I believe there's no more question for all of you. So thank you very much for attending. See you guys again. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.